Yo, what's up guys, Aiden here. In this video today I would like to share with you some absolutely shocking trading from Friday. I would go as far as to say it's the worst I've traded in probably around 2 years. Up until this point on this channel I feel as though I've been trading pretty well, and for those of you who watched my last video you will know that I recently doubled my small account from 7.5k to 15 or something around there. However, I am still relatively new on my journey in regards to understanding how to learn to long listed stocks. I've been with Roland Wolf for around 9 months now, and that has been the place which has provided me with the information I've been looking for. But prior to that I was sort of squashing around and I didn't really know where to look. So having been in this environment with Roland for 9 months, I am still relatively new. So I wanted to share this video with you today just for complete transparency really, as well as showing my trades and trade ideas on this channel. I want it to be as authentic and as transparent as possible. So like I say, I still am on this journey of learning how to long listed stocks, and so there will be days when I have slips and there will be times when my mentality lets me down. All I can really do with that is try and be self-accountable, reflect upon it, and so that I can grow in the future. And today is one of those days. So I think there is primarily 2 reasons why I had such a undisciplined trading day Thursday. And those reasons are, firstly, I've been trading really well over the past 3 months. And there was a slight overconfidence coming in, slight expectations coming in about how much money I could make on the market on Friday. Secondly, on Thursday evening, I added $9,000 to my account. I know the thumbnail says 10k, just thought it had a better ring to it, sorry about that. But it takes my account from 15k up to 24k. And having that extra 9k in my account affected me mentally. And it did so in a couple of different ways. Firstly, what it did was, because I've been trading so well, it increased my expectation of what I was going to make on Friday. Really, I know that I should be coming to the market without any expectation, because you don't know what the market's going to offer. When I'm trading my best, I'm looking at my emotions before the market opens, and I'm returning to neutral. And the closer it gets to market to open, the more I'm looking and the more I'm returning to neutral. However, on Friday I didn't do that. I just came in with expectation. I had more money in my account. In my head I was gonna make, I was gonna have my biggest green day, in a couple of years. When I sat down at the market in the morning and I looked at my scanner, I could see there was a shift in the market, which is pretty normal, I think, for a Friday, despite what other traders, other teachers might have told me or taught me. I've always found that Fridays are quieter. So when I sat down on Friday and saw the scan was quieter, it wasn't a massive surprise to me, but I didn't adapt. Instead of acknowledging the scan is quieter, what I need to do is take my foot off the gas, just chill and wait and see if something sets up that I recognise and want to take. Rather than doing that, I jumped around looking for something to take, so I wanted to make some money. And that's the completely wrong mindset to be in. And as I started in that undisciplined way, it had a snowball effect, and I ended up just taking a lot of trades and just absolute being a degen. The silver lining is, well, there's 2 silver linings actually. One, I did finish green on the day. I finished up $140, I think, but that's not something for me to be proud of. I would like to see that as a get out of jail, really. And fortunately, I have the opportunity to learn the lesson, relearn and revisit my lesson about discipline without taking a loss. And the second is that I have a cash account, and even though I'm close to crossing PDT and may soon cross it, I will possibly always keep a cash account, because it keeps me safe from days like that when I'm just completely undisciplined and being a degen. Those days, I haven't had one of those for quite some time, but the fact it's still there is scary to me, and I need to have a hard rule in place to combat that should it occur. And having a cash account does do that for me. So at some point during Friday, well, Friday evening, I was out of cash, so I couldn't take any more trades and I couldn't lose any more money, which is great. And like I say, the reason why I'll always keep a cash account. And again, I know I've said this before in previous videos, is there are people out there who are trading over PDT and in a downward trajectory, in a drawdown, and they are not in control of their emotions. The thing that helped me the most to combat that was switching to a cash account. So yeah, like I say, one of the main reasons for my undisciplined trading on Friday was the mentality, the expectations I came into the market as a result of having a good week, month, 2 months, 3 months. Secondly, the 10k, the 9k that I added to my cash definitely affected my mentality, because I came in with that extra cash expecting to make more money. And not only that, having that extra cash allowed me to take more trades than I normally would be able to. So previously I had to be very disciplined in regards to which trades I took, because if I had taken too many trades I would run out of cash in my account. However, with this extra cash in my account, yes, eventually I would run out, but I could take almost double the amount of trades that I previously could. So it mentally just loosened me up a bit, and I say loosened me up a bit, loosened me up a lot, and I completely lost my discipline and just felt like, well, I've still got more money in my account, it doesn't matter if I take this one. That, specifically that, is very worrying to me, that I can do that. If I continue to have days like that where my mentality is, well, I can take this trade because I've got more cash in my account. If I continue to do that, I'll withdraw the money from my account. I don't see another way around it. I will just have to go back to the 15k account I was trading with before and just be more disciplined and hopefully build it up over time to where I am now. And perhaps during that process, I will just increase my discipline as well. So coming into the market on Friday with an extra 10k in my account, theoretically I should only be taking the same trades as before, in a sense, because I put that extra cash in my account not so I can take more trades, but so I can take bigger position sizes. But what I did, I just took more trades, more stupid trades. So I need to really be careful about what's going on there and watch myself very closely. And if, like I say, I don't manage to adapt to trading with that new account and keep the same level of discipline I had before, then ultimately I will have to withdraw that money. Me doing this video is helping me to reflect on what I've done, really analyse what went on with me mentally, but also prepare me for Monday and help me to acknowledge what I need to do moving forward. One of the main things that I need to do moving forward as of Monday is come to the market with no expectation. Absolutely no expectation at all. Mondays generally I do seem to trade a bit worse because I've had 2 days off from the market. I don't know what the market's going to bring, and generally because I love trading, I'm a little bit excited to get to the market and take trades that I shouldn't necessarily take. So on Monday I have full intention of coming, sitting down and not doing anything other than look at the information in front of me. I don't have any, at this moment in time, I don't have any tickers on my watch list from Friday, from last week, like first green days. I don't think I do. I'll go through thoroughly to see if there is something there that I'm watching. We did have quite a few runners, to be fair. I might have some, but if I haven't, I'm not going to come in and just jump into something random, which I was doing on Friday. I want to come in, make sure that the chart is making sense to me, make sure it's something I recognise, and if it's not, I'm not going to trade it. And if I do trade it, unless it is that A+ setup, I'm sizing down and I'm not using the extra money that I put into my account. So one of the problems for me when I take a setup that is a B, C or even a D setup, even though I take it with tiny size, that tiny L that I'll take can lead me to chasing, and that can lead to compound losses. So definitely come Monday, I have full intention of coming, sitting down and not trading. So that's the psychological side of what happened to me on Friday. Now let's jump into the charts and I'm going to show you what undisciplined trading looks like. Cheers. Alright, cool. So I traded 4 tickers on Friday. I traded VERB, TGIL, GSIW and NBY. The first of which was VERB. Now the reason VERB was running was because SGN on Thursday was the top percent gainer of the day, and so then on Friday what I should be looking for are stocks that are similar in price range to SGN and possibly the same sector as well, but this is like a true bottom bouncer, so I should be looking for bottom bouncers that can act in sympathy to SGN, because once one does it, then it kind of lights up stocks that are of a similar nature. Now the issue that I have with that in regards to trading VERB was I wasn't fully aware of what SGN did on Thursday. I was aware it was the big percent gainer of the day, don't get me wrong, but I didn't really study and look at what type of stock it was because I had been preoccupied with other tickers. Now that's not an excuse. At the end of the day, I still should be going through the big percent gainers and looking for threads of commonality so that I know what I'm looking for come the following day. However, I didn't do that. That's cool. So I wasn't really aware come Friday that bottom bouncers are in play. So like I say, I came to the scan and realised that there wasn't really anything for me, but I was just jumping around searching what can I trade? I need something to trade. And then when somebody alerted this in Roland Wolf chat room, I kind of impulsively came up with a plan-ish and sort of ploughed into it. So we can see here that did we check the daily chart? The daily chart. We can see here that I didn't even really go into this too much, to be honest with you. And again, I didn't know bottom bouncers are in play, but we can see that it is capable of having big moves. So it is the right stock to be watching, in my opinion. It's just you still need to have a plan. So yeah, this is the day here, decent volume as well, and again another big move there. So definitely is capable. So what I kind of saw when I was alerted to this was that it was kind of opening near support. Yeah, so it opened here, I think. Well, it says opened here. So I kind of bought it out the gate thinking that this is opening relatively near support, and I expected it just to didn't expect it to. I was thinking this might just run because it's opening near support, which we often do see. But when it didn't and it began to pull, I just cut straight away. And then when it kind of had this double bottom and I could see it was double bottoming, I got back in. Okay, now, and I ended up selling some here and then some here and then cutting the rest here when it broke below this low, and I locked in like $400. So again, bought it out the gate, cut it straight away, bought it again on the double bottom, which is good because I give myself some credit that I did identify that this was opening near support, and so it could have a push. It's not like it's opening up here near highs. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that entry. And the sales are quite good. I'm taking a single into VWAP and then selling a piece up here. I was hoping it could retest these highs. It didn't. I'm glad I left a piece on because normally I don't do that. I sell too soon. I did end up giving back gains on the last piece because it cut below this low as I moved my risk up. But that's okay. That's okay for me. I'm trying to practice a bit of patience. Probably that's not the greatest risk level, to be fair. But like I say, I am just trying to work on improving my patience. So little by little. So that's how I traded that. I locked in around $400. But again, my issue with this and why it worked and did make money, but why it's not a good trade is because I didn't understand bottom bouncers are in play. This trade worked in my favor, fortunately, but that's because SGN did it. The edge there is understanding that SGN is a bottom bouncer, was the big percent gainer yesterday, and therefore we can find others. If you don't understand that, it's far more of a gamble, and I didn't. I do know how to or that I should be looking for sympathy plays or similar kinds of stocks, we could say. But yeah, I didn't do it in this instance. The trade worked out, but I didn't know the macro and why it was doing what it was doing, or why I picked this particular stock. And I traded the price action. I traded okay, but again, the macro is, you know, possibly, arguably more important. So when I start a day in that way and take an undisciplined trade, even though I made money, it's likely to have a knock-on effect. So previously in the week, I had been making money first half an hour of the day, and then been walking away from the screen because there was nothing else that interested me. But on this occasion, even though I made money, I went downstairs for 5 minutes, but then came back upstairs eager to take more trades. And this is what happened. So the next trade I took was NBY. Okay, now I've still got my lines on here. So I played, so it formed a nice wedge pre-market with nice descending volume, and then broke out from that. Now I didn't get involved with that, but I took this trade here, this wedge break. Now the issue, now I knew when I was looking at this stock that I shouldn't be taking this trade. It did wedge. It didn't really have the descending volume, didn't really have that, not really at all. It's kind of very erratic. But in addition to that, these are not low volatility candles. These are high volatility candles. These are from like 80 to 85, so it's like a 6% candle, and that's not what I want to be trading when I trade a wedge. I want a very tight, low volatility candle, and so I knew that I shouldn't be taking this, but I took it because of the mentality I was in. And not only that, I was buying it here at 80, risking off here, but then cutting it when it broke 80, and then rebuying it when it broke the wedge, and then cutting it. It was just a mess. I was just getting chopped up. Very undisciplined trading. I think I lost, I don't know, I think about $150 on that one, roughly. So then, you know, the tilt was starting to set in. I was still in profit, but yeah, my mentality is all over the place. And later on in the day, when I saw GSIW, so look at the daily chart for GSIW. Sorry, just to go back to was it NBY? So I want to show you the daily chart. This was just a 1 day runner. Yeah, nothing too much to look at there. GSIW. So this had this is a bit of a random daily chart. I don't fully understand what's going on here or here, but I just know it had a huge day one on Thursday. So I didn't trade this on the Thursday, I don't think, but I did sort of, when it has a move like this and I miss it, I'm looking for the possible first green day. This day here, there's nothing really for me. You know, there's nothing for me, but I'm on tilt at this point, and so start trying, because I see it's down so much, start trying to dip buy it. And that, I was looking at my stats today, and I look at, but most of my money actually back in the day was made from dip buying OTC panics, but dip buying Nasdaqs and panics on Nasdaqs is just not something I'm profitable at all. And especially on day two, after, like, you know, it's not a multi-day run or anything like that. So this is sort of way out of my comfort zone, and something that I know how to trade. I really don't know how to trade this. I'm not profitable at it. I've got enough stats that indicate that. So I started buying it when it broke 2, thinking it's not really broke 2, and then I cut it, and then I rebought it, and I'm getting completely chopped up. And yeah, just absolutely awful trading here. And I must have traded this, I don't know, I would say probably 4 or 5 times, same as MBY, just getting in, out, getting chopped up. So yeah, very undisciplined trading there. And at this point, my profit was now, I think, down to $50 on the day. So I did kind of almost redeem myself a little bit into after hours, but before I show you what the trade I took after hours, I kind of want to emphasize a bit, because these are the trades, GSIW, NBY. I'm showing you them sort of, you know, over the course of like 2-3 minutes of an explanation, but I was like, it's just it wasn't just 1 or 2 trades. I mean, it was like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 trades in, out, in, out, in, out, and that's exactly where I don't want to be as a trader. Not only am I over trading them and getting chopped up, these are setups that they're not good setups. They're not even C or D setups. These are like E setups. Probably GSIW even worse than this one, NBY. But even this, this is really not a good setup. I do know how to play a wedge. I have played it earlier in the week and have made good money. But this is not how it sets up with these high volatility candles. So yeah, I just kind of want to emphasize that a bit. Right, cool. So that was that, and then into market close, TGL. This one I traded pretty well. It was a $1 hold. I could see that it's, if I just check the daily chart, I checked the daily chart and I could see it did have this big day here. Okay, and this big day here, the low here was 121. So I kind of felt like when it popped over $1, but not up to 121, but it could possibly come back and hold $1. So I got in, not here, I was going to risk off this low. I got in here at exactly $1. Once it had failed to really break down and then came back, held a higher low, I got in, and then I kind of just sold all the way up. I think the best sale was like 120, and I made sort of, I think, $90 on that. By this point, I almost have no cash left in my account, and I'm trading super small size. But it made me finish the day on 140, and I did feel quite good that I was able to take a disciplined trade towards the end. But nevertheless, yeah, like I said, it was a pretty undisciplined day for me. That being said, it is what it is, and I would like to sort of finish this video, I guess, on a positive note, because I am still learning my trade, and I am human, and we all sort of have a slip on the stock market from time to time. What's important is that I recognise that and get on top of that as soon as possible and don't let that continue. And as I mentioned earlier, the way I intend to do that is by coming into the markets on Monday, relaxed, not looking to trade, just looking to look at the scanners, see what's moving, allow things to shake out, and wait and see if something forms which I'm interested in. Cool, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was of some use to you. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.